Shalom. I want to first start off giving all praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashom, Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to send salutations out to the hopeful elect out there that push this truth and faith and sincerity. We're just going to go into a short lesson today about the downfall of America, which the scriptures identify this place as Babylon the Great, as well as other code names, and America's going down in many different ways, man. The morality of this place is dried up here in America. Like when the holidays come, these so-called what they wicked days, they not holy days. When they come around, the people are not in the same spirit they used to be in. You know. What else? You got the financial system or the economic system. It's going to shit. It's the winter shit. But right now, this place is just thriving right now, and it's not really thriving, but it's functioning based off of debt. You know, the infrastructure is depleted. You got potholes everywhere you drive, you know. But we really just gonna key in on this place going down, Babylon the Great, concerning the debt that it's in. You know, this place is in heavy and major debt, and that's one indication that America is going down. You know, the same thing happened with the Roman Empire. Mm-hmm. It went down. You know. They had to spread their money thin by basically mixing inferior metals in with the gold and silver. That's how the currency or the money, I'll say the money of their time, which was I think the denarius. The denarius, that was right. That's how it was devalued and depreciated. Now the way that our money is, or it's not really money, it's debt. The actual Federal Reserve notes that we hold is actual debt. And the way that it's depreciating is by printing of more money. The more money that gets printed, the more the economy becomes more inflated, and the more debt will occur. So let's go ahead and get into the scripture. Habakkuk, bring out Habakkuk 2 and 6.
This is Habakkuk 2 verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? Right.
Now the whole chapter 2 of Habakkuk is an excellent chapter. But I'm just gonna key in on a particular part for this lesson. That's why I started at the 6th verse. But if you read up above, it's clearly talking about the so-called white man and how he rules, and the spearhead of his ruling comes out of America. Or as the scripture call it, well, one of the names is Babylon the Great. So start up again. Go ahead.
Habakkuk 2 verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him?
Right. All who? All the nations. All the different nations are taking up it said taunting parable? A taunting parable.
Well,
no.
Proverb. A taunting proverb.
A taunting proverb. Right. Against who? The so-called white man here in America. You know? We even doing it, including the Israelites. Not 2/3 of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in America, but the men of the Lord on the highways and byways. You know, we making a joke out of this place because it is a joke. It is wicked, but you can't take. I mean, if you really take America serious, shame on you. If you take this economic system serious and you really believe in the so-called money, because everybody in here in America, outside of the true men of the Lord, they believe in this money system, and it's a fucking joke. We walking around really with monopoly money.
Yep.
You know, and the only reason it has power is because the people gave it give it power.
Got to be recognized as a form of money, money as an exchange of medium.
Right. Go ahead,
Let's start over.
Okay.
Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Right. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. That's Esau. The so-called white man, which is Esau according to the Bible, or the Edomites according to the Bible, they basically going across the whole planet Earth and assuming all the nations' lands. They're assuming and occupying all the nations' land by where their military. You know? Go ahead.
How long? And to him that laded himself with thick clay.
Now that's really the key part of the verse that I want to focus in on. America, it says, is this talking about the so-called white man here in America? You know, it said he that ladeth himself with thick clay. So this is prophecy being fulfilled right here. What was written during the time of when Habakkuk scribed this down through the visions that the Most High was showing them, it's being fulfilled right now. It actually started being fulfilled going back to when America so-called got off the gold standard, you know, and that's when basically they took the fiat or the paper money was not backed by gold or silver, you know. So read that last part again. And pull up, I got it right here. Yeah, go ahead, you can read.
Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that laded himself with thick clay.
Right, so I got the word right here. So, how do we know this is talking about the so-called white man and his kingdom? Because that's what it's referring to, the so-called white man's rulership, which is powered by America, you know. How do we know? Because we go into the words over here at Great Millstone. Now, if you don't, I mean, basically by reading this, you can tell that it's talking about the so-called white man. If you know dealing with the spirit, but what is this thick clay talking about? Now the apostles then went into it time and time again, and if you don't go into the meaning of that word, you won't have a clue what it's talking about. So go ahead,
This is H5671 in Hebrew, Abatyat. It says, weight of pledges, heavy debts.
Right, weight of pledges, heavy debts. So it says he that ladeth himself with thick clay is talking about this man's rulership is in heavy debt.
And growing.
And the debt is steady growing. And the whole reason why this place is in debt is because the dollar is not backed by anything. It's backed by the power of the people's belief. And a big, basically a big computer system that got the numbers in it. But there's no actual physical substance behind it. You know, anything with value that's backing up the dollar or the Federal Reserve note. So I actually pulled up, I got the U.S. debt clock pulled up, and I want to go into some particular categories on the U.S. debt clock just to show in different areas where I bring out the total, and then I'll go into the certain categories of the debt, where the debt lies at. it says the total national debt is basically over $19 trillion and counting. You know, so the debt is over 19 trillion. And then it says that's the national debt. It says the U.S. total debt. It says it's over 66 trillion and counting. And then I want to go into some key areas or categories of where it's major debt. So if we go into like the student loans, and that's like you got people out here that are voting for this guy Bernie Sanders because he's supposed to give out free education. Now he ain't gonna give out no free education, man. Right now, these kids that's in college, they're acquiring more debt than ever before, man.
The reason being because you got they starting off, they'll go get what is it, the first, the bachelor's?
You can get associate's degree.
Yeah, associate's degrees, but you got these kids, they go and get multiple degrees, man. They'll graduate, then they'll go out in that work field or wherever they got their degree in, and they can't find work. So in the program mindset that they in, they'll think, you know what, I need to go back and either get a different degree or get a higher degree in the same study.
Yeah, well, before usually you get a master's and a PhD before you get, you can work in between there. So I ain't gonna say that. You can work while you're trying to get a master's or a PhD. But that take a long time, depending on what you're going to school for. To get a master's and then get your PhD. And the black woman, man, the so-called black woman, they the main ones. They'll go getting all kind of debt to try to make it here in America.
Okay.
And you'll see them riding around too, and they might, they feel they're superior because this kingdom will lift them up over the Israelite man because they make more money. But I guarantee you they paying student loans. Huh? I guarantee you they paying student loans because how did they get their school paid for? They ain't had scholarships, and then even if you did get some scholarships, that ain't gonna carry you all the way through to graduate school.
Yeah, I personally know so-called black women that's banking 40 years old and they mid-30s still paying on student loans.
Yeah, most people are paying on, you end up paying on student loans like you paying a mortgage on a house. So that was actually the next category I was gonna go into. So let's say the student loan debt is over $1 trillion. It's $1 trillion, 372 billion in counting in debt. And then for mortgage debt is it's almost $14 trillion. mortgage debt. And you got our people, and I ain't gonna even call them our people. 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you won't really be our people, meaning a part of the nation of Israel, until the kingdom comes. Until we establish on earth in power and rulership, and you in your right mind, with a righteous spirit. But they really believe in this place. They believe in, I can go get a mortgage and get into a 20-year mortgage. 20 years of paying on a house, but you supposed to be free.
Living in fear of having bad credit. Scared to make it all that'll mess up my credit. Your credit with the Most High is horrible.
Yeah, man. This place is done. And this is a major thing right now, man. This debt is the debt that this place is in. It can't come out of recovery. It can't be recovered, and it's set up all that way through the spirit. And the thing about it is, the so-called white man believes he's orchestrating and setting all this up so that he can establish his new world order and come in with that RFID microchip. But that's not your plan. This is all been designed and already written by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You know? Because that's really why they want to have this place collapse and acquiring all this debt so they can come in with the RFID microchip and have everybody chip. But I go, let's see. I go into this credit card debt. Say credit card debt is $971 billion as far as credit card debt. And I'm going to stop right there. You know, I know brothers familiar with the USDebtClock.org site. But, you know, this place is done, man. You got that? You got a precept? Bring that out, right? Unless you got something.
That, I want to bring out this article. This is off of SputnikNews.com. And the name of the article is basically says, the date from this is May 2nd, 2016. It says the U.S. national debt hits 19 trillion. Is it really bothered? Is it really bothered? But is it really bothered? The U.S. federal government is now 19 trillion in 19 trillion of debt, and it took a little more than 13 months for it to climb by 1 trillion since it hit 18 trillion in December 2014. But the federal government is still free to borrow without limit. And that's another reason going into why this debt is. People look at the current debt and they think, okay, they really don't. They just think somehow we're gonna get out of it. If they knew the actual numbers, they will see it's too much, man.
But they don't. The thing is, the elite know what's going on.
Yeah.
You got people up in these certain politicians. You know, they know what's going on. But the average Joe Blow, the average Jake, they don't have a clue and to as far as understanding the economic system or the monetary system. They don't. You got to understand the root of this the system. You know, fractional reserve banking, and that this is a credit-based system. When you understand that everything is based off credit, treasury bonds, then you understand that you can never get out of debt. Now you can bring the debt down to zero, but you have to borrow more money. Now it said unlimited spending, right? It says something about.
It said the federal government is still free to borrow without limit.
Right, that goes into that quantitative easing. QE. I think it was a QE4 now, where they can just unlimited spending to a particular year. I forget.
It's about to go into.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Read on. I'm gonna jump around a little bit. It says the latest figures show that government debt is the equivalent to nearly 60,000 in deficit spending for every American. So the debt that we in is pretty much equivalent to every single American person in debt, $60,000. And I'm gonna jump down.
Say that again.
It's equivalent. The latest figures show that the government debt is the equivalent in nearly 60,000 in deficit spending for every American. It says it took about 14 months for the debt to climb from 17 trillion to 18 trillion, and about the same amount of time to go from 16 trillion to 17 trillion. And this is the key I wanted, the point I wanted to get to. It says some time ago Congress passed legislation to increase the debt ceiling up to a certain amount, and borrowing had to stop once that limit was hit. However, over the last few years, the federal government has suspended the debt ceiling for extended periods, leaving the government free to borrow as much as it needed. The current suspension period ends in March 2017, and President Obama is expected to leave office with a total national debt of nearly 20 trillion by the time he leaves. But just what the brother was saying, they keep suspending it in the current The next date to end the suspension is March of 2007. You want that, Jeremiah?
Oh yeah, Jeremiah.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed.
Read that again, huh?
Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain.
Yeah, this place is, it hadn't got hit with the missiles, the thermonuclear missiles yet, so we still here. But this place is destroyed. This place is done, man. It's like shattered glass glass that just basically cracked, got a bunch of different cracks in it, and it just hadn't been shattered yet. It fell to pieces. The only reason this place is still going once again is because of what that article the brother just read. Because of that borrowing of money. From who? From the Federal Reserve, in the form of treasury bonds. Start from the top.
Jeremiah 51 and 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her.
Howl for her. So it's like if you, the scriptures is using going into like a dark saying, or using an analogy. You get cut, you get a wound, you know, you howling for help. Go ahead.
Take balm for her pain.
Take balm, which is like a ointment, a healing ointment to for injury, for a cut or something. Go ahead. So I say this: the cut would be this place financially collapsing, you know, and then and through their different departments in this kingdom that they got set up, the government is basically, the people is saying help, the government is saying help. So they borrowing more money. That's the balm, the ointment to so-called try to heal this place. You know, by borrowing money, and these dummies here in America believe, oh well, if you put more money into the economy, and that's gonna have it to where we start spending money, and then now we're gonna have a boost. We can boost the economy by putting money into the economy. Now all the businesses have money, and then the people is buying. We have money to spend, basically. When the different industries have money, then now they have money to spend, so people can go out and buy and sell. And they say that's going to stimulate the economy. But they don't understand that just acquiring more and more debt. They don't understand that's where the debt's coming from, by them dumping more and more money into the system. Go ahead, Art.
If so be, she may be healed.
If so, she may be healed. But how you can't? This place ain't gonna be healed. Ain't nothing you can do to heal this place, man.
Yep. Voting Donald Trump in office is not gonna fix this.
I say this: a big part of the spending is on the military.
Yep.
Part of that 16 trillion. I mean, not 16, 19 trillion. I remember at one point in this truth, we was saying 16 trillion. You know, years ago. Now it done jumped up, it's over 19 trillion. A big piece of that is the defense and war. The money that the Esau, the so-called white man, spends on his military, man. And they ain't receiving shit like they used to. You know? You go in the military now, you gotta be out of your fucking mind. And people still are enlisting, man. But not like they used to. That's like a last option thing. You don't got shit else going for you in life.
Desperation.
And you just say, you know, fuck it, I need a, what you call it, a gimme. You know? Just taking the easy route. I can go to the military, they pay for my school, and they'll take care of me while I'm in the military. But now, you know, I don't know all of how the military work as far as the benefits you get. But I know you get benefits. But I know a lot of people that's been in the military and got out and they ain't got shit. So, you know.
Oh, they fucked up mentally, man. They so gone, traumatized, what is it, post-traumatic stress, that even if they can go get benefits, they all messed up, man. If it's not physically, mentally, they destroy it, man.
Yeah, you know, not to go all into that, I'll just, you know, speaking on it because all this money they spending on the military and they ain't being taken care of. The people that the military should be the most well-paid people here in America.
That's scriptural.
But this place is backwards. This is not this place is not according to truth. It's not according to righteousness. It's according to unrighteous decrees. Go ahead, brother.
Jeremiah 51:9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go.
Right. She is not healed. And you can't heal this place by borrowing more and more money, acquiring more and more debt. That's just like you owe a man, you owe somebody some money, and you trying to fix your debt with them by borrowing money from somebody else, and then you pay him off. Now you owe that man, but you have to borrow more money from him to pay that person. Now you got to go and borrow 3 times as much to pay back that man. Now you owe him. So you never gonna get out of the debt situation because you always gonna owe somebody. And that's what's going on with the our monetary system. There's no way to get out of debt because soon as say we settled the 19 trillion and then it says the U.S. total debt was over 66 trillion. That goes into all liabilities and that goes into just the total all-out debt that's owed. What's gonna happen? They're gonna have to borrow more money to run the government. Then we be back in debt. Go ahead, brother.
We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go, every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies.
Yeah, so that's it, man. Well, you want to speak on something?
Nah, just really like you said. Basically, the problem when you get into the level of debt that America is in, all you can do is continue to borrow, and it just made me think of a bad gambler, man. Once he'll bleed the house dry. Keep on with credit me another 10,000, credit me another 10,000, give me another 100,000, steady losing. And then once he is so much debt, now you owe the house or that casino. Now you're going borrowing from this loan shark. You borrowing from a loan shark, steady stacking up debt and losing, man. At the end, they either gonna kill themselves or get killed, man.
Yeah, that's why that's one of the major reasons why we go in war right now on the earth. Because this U.S. dollar is the world reserve currency, and it's spread throughout the whole planet Earth. And then you got these nations now, they dumping the U.S. dollar. They getting that, it's like you got bad debt and you just getting it off your hands. You know? Now you got debt, I mean, this on levels just within Babylon, man. You got all the retail industry is shot. Department stores is closing down like crazy. Mm-hmm. You know? The brother put up a little video on that and went into some numbers on the big retail department stores. Your Macy's, Finish Line,
Sports Authority nationwide just went out of business.
You know, you got the student debt loan debt has actually doubled since I believe Barack Obama's been in office. Meaning that whatever debt that we had, there was when he came in office, it's doubled. As of right now, it's doubled. You got the biggest here in Texas, the biggest distributor of electricity, which is meaning the production of it they're bankrupt. You know, they $40 billion in debt, and that's small debt. You know, But people need electricity, you know. You come in the house and you can't flip on a light, then you know the woman gonna go crazy. Kids gonna bug out. And then a lot of these men, they'll bug out, man. So, hey, that was pretty much it. And that was what actually sparked this lesson. I was watching the Kaiser report. You know, Max Kaiser and that lady Herbert, her last name Herbert. They go into basically the collapse of this place, and they bring out the numbers, and you know they basically bring out the truth of the economic state. And she had went into how the student debt had doubled since Obama been in office, you know. And I was like, you know, I want to go into a lesson on it, so you know, here it was. But with that, we're gonna close out. We want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders once again. Salutation to the hopeful elect out there that's pushing this word in faith, truth, and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.